Okay, we're good to go. We're recording. So tonight I'm going to talk about mindset, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's been something that's been on my mind. It's been something that I've struggled with, and I'm still learning, but I'm getting better at. And so I know I'm not going to go over a bunch of stuff tonight. I'm just speaking. I have no slides. So I'm going to keep it simple, which is good because I have a lot of work to do tonight. So, but I do want to talk about mindset and the importance of mindset in your business, in your life. It all comes together. So I'm going to share a little bit about myself first and what I've been through, how I started coaching, and how it's changed throughout the process. You know, I truly believe that this opportunity has been put in front of us for a reason. It just didn't cross our path just because. I believe that everything in life has a reason, and it's so important to, give this opportunity everything that we have, and really work on ourselves so that we can enjoy the full opportunity that it gives us. So, I just want to chat a little bit about me. I know there's a lot of new people on here that probably don't know a bunch of, who I am and my background, but so I started off being a coach. I didn't want to, Joan actually friended me, and I had a few mutual friends of her, and I didn't want to because I had a private Facebook profile. And so I ended up adding her, and I asked the person, that I was mutual. I was like, do you know her? Like, I see a lot of mutual friends. And she's like, well, the person was like, yeah, I know them. So I was like, okay, I'll add her. Why not? So she had a cool profile picture, and I was like, okay, why not? She looks harmless. I think it was the one that you had like with the guitar, Joan, from Nashville that you got, the guitar picture. I think that's the one that you had. So anyways, sorry, a little sidetrack, but I ended up adding her. She put up a post about, just the simple laid it out challenge pack post of the 21-day fix. We were getting fit for the holidays. It was a big group, and I was so excited. I was like, oh man. So I just messaged her and was like, what is this all about? And I was that person that jumped right in. I said, well, I didn't jump right in that night, but she explained everything to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm looking to find something to benefit me. I'm looking, for extra. I didn't even know about the income at the point, but at the point, the last part of it was, I told her that once she offered me the coaching opportunity, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I can afford this. Like, I'm on a single income, and it started right there. My mindset was, I don't know if I could afford this. And I got to talk to my husband about it, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. And so Craig came home that night, my husband, and was like, what is this? And I was like, well, I've been wanting to get my body back. And I was like, I think that it's an awesome opportunity. And what if, she told me that I could coach and, try to make my money back, and, why not give it a shot? And he was like, well, I know you guys are all going to sound funny, but it's not like a clothing line. He said, it's not like It Works where you're selling wraps. And he's like, you are changing lives with this person. And he's like, let's make a way. And I was like, seriously? Like, and my first instinct was to doubt. He's not going to say, yes, it's too much money. And I figured, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I should just enjoy what I do. But he said yes. So I messaged Joan the next morning, and I was like, sign me up. I want chocolate vegan, and here we go. And so that first week I signed my mom, who is, I told her that morning, I was like, Mom, I signed something, and do you want to join me? And I think we can do it for the holidays. We'll feel really good. And she goes, sure, why not? So she ended up signing. Somebody else that was close to me signed. My sister signed, and like it just went spiraling. And I was like, oh my gosh! Within a week, I like signed 3 people. Like, this is crazy. And I went Emerald within like 2 days, and I was like, oh my gosh! So it is doable. And that's when my belief kind of came. And then I think within like 30 days, I went diamond in December. So I bought my challenge pack in November, and I became diamond in December. The December incentive of the month was that we could jump on a free cruise with Joan, which was cool if we became diamond. So she ended up getting an extra room, and all of us that made diamond that month ended up going, which was so much fun. We had a blast. It was like one of those trips that I like will always remember. It was fun. So 34 days, that's what it was. I was like 30 something, I knew it was. But that all happened, and then about March, I had a gallbladder attack. At the end of March, I had a gallbladder attack. I had, you must like me. I had like a gallbladder attack after the cruise. I wasn't feeling good when I came home, so I had surgery, which kind of threw me for a loop, but I still saw the opportunity. I remember that month staying diamond and me, I can't think of the word. Okay, I can't think of it. But anyways, every month I got a paycheck when I was sick. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still making money. I'm still, cycling. There we go. Cycling. I'm still making money every month. This is a great opportunity. I don't know why. Probably mom brain. I'm like fried. But that happened, and then I got pregnant like a month and a half later. And I worked out my entire time, and after the entire time that I worked out, I posted on Facebook. I really wasn't working my business consistently, really wasn't reaching out. I was getting people here and there. I obviously lost, my diamond and had to get it back. So this past year was really hard for me. This is what I want to share. My mindset really got bad during this time. I struggled with postpartum depression for from like March, I want to say, to like almost November of this year. I would probably say almost close to going in December. It was close. But I never had it with my first two, so I thought, this is just my hormones. This is just something I'm going through. But I'll get out of it. I kept on exercising. I kept on working out. I was consistent with that. I just couldn't get my mindset right. I was stuck. I was at the point where, my husband was missing tons of work. My grandparents stayed with me this summer, and they live in Myrtle Beach, and they stayed with me this summer in November. In November, they stayed with me. They were here from the summer to November, and they stayed with me for a few weeks in November. And my grandmother couldn't believe how bad I was and how bad I hit it. And I said, this is the normal me now, like, deal with it. Like, this is who I am. And I was just in a really bad place. Like I said, my husband was missing work. We started getting behind on bills, which has never happened. But the fact that he couldn't travel, he travels a lot. So that's where a lot of his overtime and things come in. So it was really hard. I had trouble getting out of bed every day. I could barely take care of my kids. I was pleading with my husband every single day to basically come home because I can't handle myself. So how am I going to take care of my kids if I can't handle myself? I wasn't cleaning my house. I'm going to get emotional. I wasn't cleaning my house. I barely doing laundry. It was a really, really hard time. I thought I wasn't going to cry. And I always had this hope that this business would work for me and would supply me with all that I needed eventually in life. And I never felt that way about anything. I always wanted to be, a nurse and help people. I just couldn't find myself, and I couldn't find where I was. And so I got so lost. The fact that I just didn't know what to do anymore. Like, I came to November, and my grandmother finally looked at me and was like, all right, I've seen enough. You need to get help finally. And I was like, no, I'm not getting help. I'm fine. This will pass. It will go away. And it didn't. So I ended up getting some help. I ended up talking to somebody, and I finally found a way to get out of it. But I came to all of this because mindset is everything. And I was in a really bad place, but my mindset changed it all. I was in a deep, dark place because that's all I was consumed with. I was consumed with my thoughts of, I can't do this every day. Waking up, how am I going to do this every day? And it was a circle of negative thoughts constantly in my head over and over and over again. And I thought to myself, how the hell am I going to get out of this? Mentally, I'm not the type of person that's big on medication and things like that. And how am I going to get out of this? And I knew I had to change my mindset. So I told Joan, I said, by January, I'm going to get my shit together, basically, and I'm going to get going. And I said, I'm going to get back to Diamond. So I ended up getting back to Diamond. I did a little bit in December. I started building, and then January, I got back to Diamond. And then this past month was a huge game changer. February was a good month too. I've made Success Club since January. And I've held rank also since then. But and now I'm building Craig, which is cool. But something had to change in me, and that was my mindset. If I was always thinking negative and I was so caught up in that negative of, I'm not going to get out of bed every day. Literally, that was my thoughts. Like, I can't take care of my kids every day. And that's what I said to myself every single day. And so I had to start fighting back. And so basically every single day I woke up and I'm like, I can do this. I'm going to get up out of bed. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to change my habits. And I swear to freaking God, 80-Day Obsession has been my lifesaver. It's just brought so much consistency to my life. And when January came, I was worried about it because I was like, oh my gosh, is this going to overwhelm me? Because, when I talk to other people, they told me, don't overwhelm yourself. And when I said I was coming back into coaching, my husband was a little worried too, because he's like, are you sure you're ready for this? And I was like, I am. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to go for it. And my husband was always a great supporter. He just didn't know what to do at times because, there's only so much that he was helping with the dishes. He was helping with other stuff, and just to get through, basically. So with all that being said, a lot of crap we can go through, but it leads to bigger and better things, especially if we're willing to learn from them and go through the hard to get to the good. So tonight I wanted to talk about mindset in the box. And what changed my mind was I knew I had to get into personal development again. I knew I had to get into my faith again. I knew I had to push through all that hard that I was going through. But what was stopping me, what was inside my box, in this book, The Power of Consistency really changed how I felt. So if you haven't read it yet and you're not consistent, go and read it because it's life-changing. Maybe it just was for me at the right time, but it was such a good book, and I've read it twice since. So huge recommendation if you haven't read it. But he all the time, he talks about the box. And before you can change your mindset in anything that you want to do or anything that you want to accomplish, there's always stuff in the box that you need to get rid of. And that can be stopping you, that can be blocking you, that can be, deterring you from whatever it is that you want in life. And so I just want to challenge you guys tonight of what's in that box of that's stopping you from getting where you want to be in your business, in your life. So just if you have a pad and paper, jot it down of what is in that box that's stopping you. And I had to really dig deep. It wasn't comfortable for me to dig deep. I had to go through a lot of things, to find out what was in that box that was stopping me. And it wasn't easy. It was painful at sometimes, to realize where I was and how bad I was and, you know, all the things that stopped me. But how many of you too also think that you doubt yourself a lot? Who doubts their self? Right? Because the fear creeps in and we start doubting ourselves. We think we can't do anything. And you can ask Joan, I was a big doubter. I told myself, you know, many times and to her that I cannot afford to do things because I have a single income. And I've always told myself, you know, I'm not going to get there or I'm not going to do anything. And so I had to like, that's been drilled into my entire life because I was afraid of failure. I was afraid to fail at this. And I was afraid to lose rank. Losing rank was devastating to me. I didn't want to start back up again. The fear crept in and I had so much fear that I didn't even know where to start again. So whatever is in your box, you got to empty out first. You got to figure out what's stopping you from getting to where you want to go. And the next thing that I really learned that I loved was, you know, to focus on what you want to happen and make it happen. Basically, like taking your mindset of the things that you've always told yourself that you cannot do to making them happen. And how do you get there? Because for me, I doubted. So that wasn't even like clear to me of how I could even get there because I doubted everything that I did. So I really had to, like I said, empty my box of crap and figure out how I was going to believe that I could do this and how, you know, I could do things. So how do you get there? You have to take consistent actions each and every day, you know, to get there, whatever it is. So if, say you're dreaming big about you want to lose 15 pounds. How are you going to map out to lose those 15 pounds? Are you just going to wing it? No, you're going to map out how you're going to do that. You're going to take your portion control containers and you're going to, you know, follow the nutrition plan to a T and follow the food list. There's consistent steps that you have to take to get there. And that's what you have to do with your mindset. Each and every day, it's so important to take what you want and practice what you want and say it in your head over and over and over during your quiet time, during whatever it is that you do, meditation, until you believe it. You have to keep doing it and reinforcing it in your mind until you friggin' believe it. And that's what I had to do. I was doubting, you know, that I couldn't do things. I was doubting that I couldn't advance. I was doubting that I couldn't get back to diamond again. It was hard, you know, all these things. And I had to change. I had to get this crap out of the box and I had to continually work my mind on, you know, of doing those consistent actions each and every day and focusing on what I wanted. And you know, guys, I never dream big, ever, ever. And when Joan used to tell me, you know, dream big, focus on what you want, I was like, I can't even get there. And it took me until like last month to realize how I got there and after reading this book. And, you know, I used to get hung up on all these things that used to overwhelm me of how to get there. Because I'm so type A. I was like, how am I going to get to the end result of what I want? I want freedom. I want to travel. If my husband is going to Ohio, I want to say, okay, let's pack up the kids and let's go to Ohio. You know, I wanted to do those things. I want freedom. If I want to take a trip that year, I want to take a trip. If I want to go to Disney, I want to do that. Like, I want endless. But I just didn't know how to get there. I hated being stuck. My parents grew up stuck. So I was stuck in that mindset of, we're never going to have enough money. We're never going to have this. And I let that overshadow me. And that was something that was in my box that I had to take out. So like I said, some of this stuff doesn't feel good to take out of that box, but when you take it out and realize what has been blocking you your entire life of getting to where you want to be, you're going to get those things out quickly. So don't get hung up on the process. You know, make a list of, you know, you want to know how to get to that spot of how do I dream big, you know. Make a list of what you want. It's clear. Your goals, your everyday goals, your weekly goals, your month goals. And just like how we lose weight and do these things, this is how you get there. So you're going to make a list of everything that you want to do to get to your goal. Monthly, weekly, yearly, your entire life, everything that you freaking dreamed of, you're going to write down on a piece of paper. You're going to focus it on it every single day. And you're going to work on it during your meditation. Last month, I had sticky notes all around my house that I was going to hit SC20. And my kids were like, what the hell is going on, Mom? What is SC20? I was like, I'm just going to get there. So I focused on that. And so what was really cool was last month, what I've learned in this book that I read in February, I put into play for March. And I said, I was like, if this truly works, I am going to do what he says every single day. I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to meditate on it. And I'm going to really follow through. I'm going to write down my goals. I'm going to focus on them no matter what. And nothing is going to stop me until I get there. The first week, I think of March, I hit SC8 before the Wednesday. And then I was like SC16 the next week. And basically people just were flocking to me because of what I was attracting. And I was just posting, being consistent. I wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary. I was just showing my face in Instagram. I was showing my face in Facebook. And I had a lot of fun with it. I was joyful. It wasn't work to me last month. I was like, whew, it was like the past months, I felt like it was like a struggle, like, oh my God, one person, two person. And the last month wasn't like that. And so one of the favorite quotes he said was, be unreasonable with your expectations. We have the ability to see things we haven't created yet and dream things we haven't accomplished yet. So again, be unreasonable with your expectations. Don't ever put limits on what you can and can't do. And oh my gosh, I put so many limits on everything because I had so much crap in my box I couldn't see out. So once I got that crap out, I was able to see, okay, this is what I want. This is what I'm going for this month. This is what I'm doing. Clear goals, clear mindset. And I was able to hit SC22 last month. So don't put limits on anything. And so that was the biggest thing for me, I think, was that I put limitations on everything. And I never dreamed big. I never had goals because I was afraid to fail at them. I didn't want to write them down because I was so afraid of the failure, and fear crept in that I wasn't able to reach that. So now I have a list every single, you can make a list every single month. You can make a list every single week. And you're going to have to take those consistent actions each and every month and focus on them of what you want. And the more that you do that, the more you attract, the more you grow, the more everything just keeps on coming. And I've realized it. I said last month, I said, if this doesn't work, then I'm not going to hit it. But if I'm going to be consistent and I'm going to do what I was told to do in the beginning, and I'm going to do, if I'm going to keep it easy like I did it in the first place, and I'm just going to do what I have to do and not look at anybody else, blinders, and go. And that's what it took. But like I said, you have to empty your box. If you're trying to hit a big goal and there's crap in the box in front of you, you're never going to get there until you empty the crap. And I'm always about working the inside, and the outer will come. So once we spend more time on ourselves and get ourselves right, the more we can help people, the more we find joy, the more people attract to us, which is so, so cool. So if you guys haven't read that, please go and read that. But my mindset has totally changed, and I always used to let also others control me, my thoughts and everything. And finally I said enough. After going through what I went through, taught me that, I needed to come out of this strong. I needed to work on my mindset, and I can't let other people or other things, come in the way of my goals and dreams and things that I want. And, you just have to take a hold of it and go for it. And basically that's all I have to say. But, just like a recap, empty your box, make consistent actions towards your goal, write those goals down, Do them through your power hour or meditation time or quiet time, whatever you do it, and focus on it and just keep going for it. Never stop dreaming, because life doesn't stop. You've got to keep dreaming big. There's always more and more to be given. So remember, guys, don't put limitations on your business. Don't think that SC6 is, all you're going to hit for the rest of your life, because it's not. What you focus on will truly grow. And like I said, last month, I've never hit SC. I've been a coach for 2 years, and I've never hit SC 22 in my entire life. And I put 3 people under my husband. So he made Success Club last month. So never put limits on what you can and can't do. And if you're limiting yourself, you really need to dig deep inside and find what's limiting you, and find what's in that box that you need to take out to get you to where you want to be. So that's it. Anybody have any questions? There was a lot of comments, but I didn't look at them. Thanks, Kat. Thank you, guys. Aww. Oh, the power of consistency. Hold on. I forget. I'm not really good with names, so hold on. I listen to everything on audio. It's just easier for me because I'm so busy with the kiddos. Weldon Long.
Happiness and peace of mind.
It looks like, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's what the book title looks like. But I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I hope you guys get the crap out of the box and kill your goals.